So we're going to bring kx4n, get him positioned onto the board, and get YoWoody into this matchup. So knowing these two players, we've been seeing them competing all weekend long. Yes, they are friends in real life, but
absolutely,
for the next, I don't know, half an hour, I don't
mortal
think so anymore.
enemies. Lots of money on the line here. Pride, of course. Do we want to show what they're going to be competing for here in addition to our cash prize?
As we showcase, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we have the official SnapCon 2024 trophy right here in our hand. I have large hands. I apologize. It looks smaller than it is. But no, it is a huge, massive trophy that one of our two finalists will be taking home. And maybe, just maybe, a little something extra, like, I don't know,
1,500 smackaroos.
Yeah, half of that pot goes to first place, and a quarter of that pot goes to our runner-up. So no matter what, one of our participants has already won at least $375, which is absolutely insane. Our winner is going to be walking home with about $750 from the prize pool. We're going to bring it up onto the main stage as they get everything set up as well. Wow, I am, man.
That was a crazy. Both of these matches,
that's
living
exactly
up to
what
the
I'm
hype.
thinking.
Like
Yeah.
they have come down to the wire. We've seen crazy locations like Bar with No Name in both of them. We have had insane RNG plays with Black Vortex and other things. It has been a wild, wild top four here at SnapCon. Living up to the hype for sure.
100%.
The crowd's been loving it. I hope you at home have been loving it. I know our sponsors have been loving it. Thank you so much to the sponsors who have made this prize pool possible. Of course, Power On Gaming representing here. Big time at SnapCon, our team, our family.
Yes.
It's been a true blessing to have this event put on.
They're logging in right now, everybody. They're getting set up. And I believe we're going to go over to the main stage in just a moment to give the official introduction of our finalists. We can showcase here on the screen. We don't want to reveal anything once again, but we can showcase on screen kx4n's decks options as well as the options for YoWoody. So we're going to flash those real quick for you, but shh, we don't want to reveal secrets. Shh.
So there we are.
There's a card, and there's a card, and there's a card. Oh, look, there's a green card, and that red one's really cool.
That red card is very cool. They both
Very
have some
cool.
great splits on those cards, too. I don't know if you
Yes.
noticed Woody's deck was very decked out.
I am
he
not
had some
surprised
great
about
splits,
that.
some great borders, and we see what KX played first is on the board at the moment. In his previous matchup, will he switch it up or will he play the same deck he did earlier? He gave us a little bit of insight as to what he was picking if his opponent was going to be Woody, but does Woody know that, and will he try to counterpick based on that information? We'll have to wait and see.
It's all about those mind games with whatever YoWoody decides to bring. Do you think he's going to bring that same deck that we just saw?
It worked pretty well for him this time.
Beautiful. All right, we are just about set up here for the live presentation of the finals. Let's take a look at our participants. They're ready on stage. Let's get our technical director. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's get a wide shot here. Let's go ahead and showcase our participants right there. They're logging in. They're getting set. And there's a no, you can't rush the stage, sir. You can't. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I have an announcement.
What?
We have someone coming onto the stage at the moment, folks. We have a competitor here grabbing the
I have
microphone.
an announcement. So me and TC, by the way, my name's Helkin, but me and TC have decided, and we come together, that we're going to give $200 in pocket warm cash to the winner, straight to the winner. Extra $200.
Oh, boy. That means, ladies and gentlemen, the top prize, whoever wins today, is going home with $950 in total prize pool. Our second place runner-up is going to take $375. We're going to give them the cue. They're going to match on up right now. Are you ready, SnapCon?
The crowd's going wild.
Yes.
This is a hype final match here.
They
Friends
are
now
ready.
pitted against enemies. Extra money in the pot here.
Yes.
This is what it's all about at SnapCon 2024. I am so glad I made it out here, guest.
It's worth the flight
Absolutely.
to come here to SnapCon 100% for moments like this. This is what the whole weekend has been boiled down to, the finals of the finals. It is two of the most well-known competitive Marvel Snap players going up head-to-head here live on Felicity's Twitch channel to showcase the best of the Marvel Snap community. They have compete all weekend long, and it all comes down to deck selection. Let's get it going.
Here we go.
Here we
SnapCon
go.
Finals 2024. kx4n versus YoWoodyMJ. And we see Death's Domain as our first location here. Woody choosing his Surfer list that he just played in the previous match, and KX, of course, going with the Clog list here. So the Killmonger is going to be another huge card in this matchup. We see the Cersei in hand, we see the Mockingbird, and we see Nowhere being revealed as our middle location. So Viper, no longer an option to send the hood over on KX's side. He's going to have to rely on Annihilus or the Killmonger if he wants to get rid of that -3 power. And we do see I thought we saw a snap there. Never mind.
I thought we did too for
That was a
moment.
weird animation, but we do see the White Widow coming down on the vault as the third
There it
location is
is.
revealed. There's the snap. It didn't register before the end of turn. So we see both of these players emoting, laughing along. They know how this works here.
Both don't feel confident or both feel overconfident. It's hard to tell because there's normally very good friends and they want to have a good time together, but when there's nearly $1,000 at first place prize money up on the table, literally in this instance, oh, mortal enemies they have become, as Hawkeye Kate Bishop is going to put an acid and Pym arrow into the hand and the crowd goes silent.
We see what the copycat stole there. Gwenpool at a 3/4, certainly better value than having to play her at a 4 cost. But these locations quite restrictive here. We're going to have to see that grapple arrow. How well will that come in handy to win that left location for KX?
I'm thinking it's going to be pretty important right now because
Absolutely.
there's the threat of Nocturne at any given point, and if you can go ahead and steal that Death's Domain, I don't know how. Besides Nocturne,
I'm sorry, he didn't get the grapple arrow. He was looking through the arrows.
He was flipping through them.
Yes.
If he had it in hand, he'd be able to swing on over, is what is the statement. But with Nocturne and even Brood potentially, we could see some power still grow in Death's Domain. But it's all going to come down to, with the vault shutting down, how can they scale power, knowing that whatever you play in Death's Domain on 6, it's just not going to be there for much longer.
And you saw the copycat there. The Gwenpool hits the acid arrow, turning that into a 2-power card that could go over to Woody's side now. Also hitting the Cersei as we see that coming down on the right side there for KX. We're going to have to see what madness Cersei has in store for us this time. That Nowhere, though, going to be a bit hard to deal with for Woody, not being able to play those on reveals in that location.
Red Guardian is the official call to reduce a little bit of power off of White Widow, but it's not going to matter as Nova's going to explode and give some reinforcement to the vault. It's going to shoot all the way up to 19 power. It all comes down to the Cersei flip to see if it's worth staying in. Here's a Killmonger who undoes the hood out of nowhere, followed by his turning Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, into and a Jubilee. Oh no, Mystique Jubilee. Cersei, what have you done? What have you done?
Oh, the Cersei. You live by the Cersei, you die by the Cersei, and it's almost certainly going to be a retreat here from
Cersei
KX.
surely came back and said, not today. Let's just take 2 cubes off of kx4n, and YoWoody taking a small sigh of relief with Nowhere on the board with a Surfer deck, ending up in a fantastic scenario watching the RNG of Surfy play his way.
Yep, that Nova on the Death's Domain was clutch too, not having to waste any extra energy on the Killmonger, just to proc that Nova, and of course, get rid of the -3 on KX's side. But we see a nice steal here from KX's copycat, taking the Hope Summers. So not only is he going to be able to benefit from that, but he also knows now Woody has no ramp options going into this. So no extra energy for Woody here with that intel that Copycat provides. I don't know about you, guest, but I love Copycat. One of my favorite cards in the game.
100%. She has absolutely dominated the game, making it so much more fun in the sense of not just information, but a kind of a cheat skill mechanic simultaneously, as we see Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, put also, once again, we get another acid arrow and Pym into the hand. And Forge looking to maybe reinforce something like Monster Island. Let's find out.
We'll have to see. That middle location, of course, could be a bit of a problem if they decide to play there. We have the Acid Arrow and the White Widow here, so a lot of clogging going on for KX at this juncture. Board space going to be a major problem for Woody here.
Even if we do see a Brood clog one of those locations, it's not going to be the end of the world, as Oscorp Tower is going to be open and available for the last final 3 turns. Looking at deciding, is it worth it to take that chance, I think, is what KX is looking to really hone in on right now, first and foremost. Or
that's
just
what I
go
was
for the
expecting.
copycat.
I was wondering if he was going to get that copycat down. He does reveal that Woody no longer has Hope Summers because, of course, he can see what the copycat is. We
Right.
see the Sebastian Shaw getting buffed by Forge, so that is going to be a strong lane for Woody with the Shaw and the monster over there. But now KX has the option to start ramping up. He's got those 1-drops he could play onto copycat to get that extra energy out and continue to have that extra energy to play with.
There's a small argument to be made also that you could Viper that Hawkeye. Kate Bishop Hawkeye over there to just clog and remove the potential extra 3-cost cards from being rampable over in the right side. But with Oscorp Tower on the board and a lot of clog space to work with, you could also see White Widow Viper go down to just put a lot of chaos into Oscorp Tower. I think we talked about it earlier. It all comes down as we see a snap. It's all going to come down to the priority in turn 6, more often than not with this style of matchup.
Yep, we saw the snap from KX there. He's feeling confident with what he's got on the board. Woody locks the retreat in, and there we go. Taking a cube off of Woody. 2 cubes down for KX, 1 down for Woody as we get into our final round of low-stakes Marble Snap.
Trickling away.
Sorry,
cube by
third
cube.
round.
Close, though. Like you said, it's been a long weekend as we get a Copycat Nova, one of the best combos you could have gotten from there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they no more, as a Murder World now drops in.
So we now know that Woody has no Nova to play with. He doesn't have to worry about those extra buffs on KX's side. Murder World here, again, one of those locations going to limit some of your play ahead of turn 4. So we could see the Nova, I'm sorry, we could see the Hood coming down here. We could also see a cheeky copycat play on Murder World to get some buffs, but that's probably not worth it, right,
yeah,
guys?
the cost and power, it doesn't make sense. Because remember, Killmonger can't kill the copycat.
Correct.
And there's no other destroy card I can see, except for maybe if Danger Room wants to be dangerous this time, maybe we see that happen.
KX having some slight PTSD upon seeing the Danger Room, having lost a match earlier, a round earlier to Danger Room against his match with Husky Puppies there. We will have to wait and see if we have a safety room or a danger room as both players contemplating their moves here.
Tough decision, especially with the Hood on the board already in the danger room, and you haven't drawn the Viper yet, as Forge is going to go over to the right, and the Demon survives. Here we go once again. This is truly a PTSD moment, as we get Raptors on Raptors on Raptors in the Savage Land.
Board space at a premium. Mockingbird will be cheap if she winds her way into KX's hand here. Of course, he does have to draw her, as we see a snap coming through from KX again, feeling confident with those extra tokens on the board to reduce Mockingbird. I think that's what Woody is expecting here, but he accepts the snap, and there it goes. The copycat goes down. At least there's some benefit this time as the Nova goes off, buffing the remaining cards, and we see the Nocturne coming down for Woody on the right line.
With that Killmonger in hand, those Raptors, they feel good for now, but you still need to slightly play around the potential option. I'd then probably put the advantage into kx4n in this scenario. He's going down the full junk route, and maybe to avoid it, I think this will keep priority, and then could Cersei it to not lose those valuable cards.
Yep, so we see the Gwenpool coming down here for Woody, hitting the Killmonger and the Absorbing Man twice. So the Absorbing Man going to be a very strong card here for Woody, especially now with the Brood in hand. But I think it's going to probably be an Absorbing Man to get extra power from the Gwenpool. These two friends emoting each other back and forth. We see the Cersei come down on the right lane, turning those Raptors. Colleen Wing getting rid of the Nico Minoru. Medusa and Claw on the right.
Yes!
Not very helpful there, is it, guest?
You know, Cersei giveth, and Cersei taketh away.
A lot more taketh away so far here for KX, as we do see the Absorbing Man coming down from Woody, hitting once Brood, twice on Killmonger, and once on Red Guardian.
it is still, I think, going to be a locked-in location for KX because Nocturne would need to move on out. You can't do the Killmonger being super successful in any way. So I don't know. Is it all about just Danger Room again?
It's going to probably come down to the Danger Room again.
Oh,
of
boy.
course, KX does not know what has been hit by the Gwenpool. That is why she is such a great card in these formats.
Yep.
And here we go.
Ooh, drop it on down. Here's the Nocturne, which moves over as a Strange Academy. Shadow King's going to reduce the buffs off of Danger Room. Hawkeye is going to put a couple of cards into the hand, and Mockingbird survives in the Danger Room. Here's the Killmonger to undo some of it, and the Brood drops on down at 4 power each. It does not die. It's a tiebreaker. And Woody hangs on. kx4n's going to have nightmares about Danger Room post-SnapCon.
All smiles, though, here from KX. He
Yeah.
knew that was a possibility, and unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him. Big lead here for Woody now, 9 cubes to 4. This is strongly in his hand, but as we've seen, these competitors will not give up. We see the Copycat taking the Killmonger away, one of Woody's strongest tools in his arsenal. So knowing that Woody does not have access to that is huge for KN.
Yeah. With the cloning vats, we could see a lot of looping happen in here. Broods and Silver Surfers in hand, Absorbing Commands in hand. We could
White
see
Widows.
Cassandra Nova. I mean, there's so many different, double-up cards we could get here, but instead maybe looking at just get a couple of extra Mysterios?
He's considering his possibilities here. Hand size, of course, going to be an issue with the Olympia being the first location, and now cloning
Right.
vats could be bricking your hand here. Both players have to be careful about what they decide to play into cloning vats. I know I'd be tempted to drop that White Widow. We do see a snap coming here from KX once again, feeling strong about this location.
Meanwhile, YoWoody's sitting on the fact that even with a bricked potential hand with 7 cards, he's sitting on some of the most powerful cards in his deck. The Cassandra Nova, the Surfer, and the Absorbing Man all ready to go at any given point. As we drop down the Mysterio clones onto the board, that clone will appear as a clone back into the hand, but still will register different later. And nothing comes down from YoWoody.
Nothing yet, and we do see that discounted Mockingbird, so I think KX is going to want to try and take advantage of getting those cheap Mockingbirds on the cloning vats. That's exactly what we're seeing here.
Yep.
We're going to probably see some similar advantage being taken up for cloning vats. Not yet for Woody, though. He is dropping the Hope Summers, getting his energy cheat going.
Keeping the hand free to have a little bit more happen.
Again, the emotes being traded back and forth. This is such a mind game. Trying to get in each other's head, get any little advantage they can here.
Yeah.
But of course, also just palling around, being buddies.
And you can hear it in the background. The crowd absolutely loves it because it's all in good fun. Even with money on the line, this is one of the best parts, even in competitive, in-person Marvel Snap, as we wait to see how YoWoody tries to take on this turn 4. He just goes ahead and puts on top of that Hope Summers while we get another Mockingbird into the hand at a reduced rate. Grand Central is going to be a big, important location here for turn 5, depending on its drop. We get a Forge drawn for Woody, and then the Cersei drawn for KX.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't think that KX is feeling too confident in Cersei right now. I think he's probably going to want to play some other cards here. He knows that those Mockingbirds are safe. No Shang-Chi in Woody's deck, so that is just raw power that is going to only be overcome by more power.
And it will be reduced again because that's another copy, so it's going to go back into the hand as a 1/10 as White Widow clogs and converts and turns into a demon. Here's another Mockingbird into the cloning vats, which is now a 0 due to the demon as well. So you've got a free Mockingbird for one of those 4 remaining locations as 18 power hangs on down. It's going to draw the Cersei no matter what. Silver Surfer makes its first original proc, and Cersei's going to flip on that Mysterio clone into
Makari and Shocker. Far more boring there.
For once, kx4n can breathe.
He can. Now, Woody, though, he does have that 3/6 Brood in hand, but he no longer has the Surfer, and he won't be able to play the Absorbing Man on the Surfer because Grand Central played it, so Absorbing Man will not take that ability into account.
Right.
So we have that free Mockingbird from KX. He's got to be looking at that left lane, knowing that it is pretty secure. He knows that Woody can't use the Killmonger on the Nova because the Copycat stole it at the beginning of the game, so he knows that his 14 power not going anywhere. Easy lane for him to win. The real Mysterio also in the middle location for KX, so Woody is going to have to take that into account as well.
The Red Guardian's actually a winning condition in the center lane, is it not?
Red Guardian taking out that Mysterio. It would not reveal for 4 power. It would actually be -2. So that would be a big play for Woody
That's a
if
win.
he goes that route. The question is he going to be able to win one of these other lanes? We know that Mockingbird left just wins it for KX. And we see it come down here, guys.
Ooh, there's the Hood going into Grand Central, putting a demon into the hand, and Annihilus is going to throw it over to the opposite side to get -3 down there. Plus the Mockingbird to try to lock it in. The reinforced Red Guardian takes down that Mysterio to -2, switching the conversion of that lane. It's only going to be a -3 that makes the difference. It's not enough.
What a brilliant play there from kx4n. The Hood going over on the right side, preventing that extra Broodling from coming out, which would have been 6 power. That made the difference right there. Incredibly smart play from kx4n, taking that one over Woody.
The magic of that final turn and the reinforcement. Once again, Gwenpool showing her value with that reinforced extra power. That's helped to steal the middle lane and make that amazing combination even more exciting.
And we see Mockingbird's best friend, Savage Land, coming down, already starting at 4 cost here. And again, Aunt May's Sebastian Shaw's best friend. So we're going to have to see. What did Copycat take?
What do you think?
Killmonger?
No, the other one.
Surfer?
No, Nova.
Ah.
I know.
Not Cassandra. Regular Nova.
Yes, just Nova.
All right, and we see our final location revealed as White Palace. So a little bit of intel for both players now. The Gwenpool highest cost card for Woody and the Sentry highest cost card for KX. Did have the potential to steal the Mockingbird, though, so that worked out pretty well for KX there, not revealing that Mockingbird.
He's still confident. He keeps reminding YoWoody that regularly with those emotes, trying to get into those mind games, messing with him piece by piece by piece.
So we got Grapple Arrow and Basic Arrow here from Kate Bishop for kx4n. It's looking like he's going to try and use that to clog mid a bit and then dip out with that Grapple Arrow. And I would imagine at some point, Woody has to be considering the Sebastian Shaw on the Aunt May's to get a double buff there from the +3, and then, of course, Sebastian Shaw's own power as well.
I love the combination of Nico and Kate Bishop together in the same deck, because even from that piece alone, there's a lot of unpredictability without needing to have to worry about a lot of RNG. It's just a very refined amount of RNG. So putting them together synergetically is very interesting to watch be played from kx4n. As Sebastian Shaw gets the reinforcement from Forge, goes up, takes the Aunt May reinforcement, then lands mid. Even though that there's still a Widow's Kiss clogging it up, Sebastian Shaw still got 13 power in on himself.
13 power already. Again, we know Nova will not be a buff to Sebastian Shaw because Copycat stole that. It's only going to go up a little bit more with a Surfer and potentially an Absman after that. So KX will keep those calculations in mind as he plans his next move here. He knows that Gwenpool is also in Woody's hand turn 4. That's usually when you want to go drop that Gwenpool. Question is, how will KX decide to play his turn out here?
With Nico Minoru also having the Demon spell on, it's very tempting to reinforce something like the Basic Arrow, just to shoot it up from, instead of being 4, being up to a whopping 6. You'd then have a Gwenpool that could go down even on the final turn, just as a standard 4/6 power. This is a tough combination here. We're looking at maybe a sacrifice over of the left-hand lane just in case, because you have the Grapple Arrow down and you could be expecting that Killmonger to make an appearance. We see the Gwenpool on 1 and Sentry on 1, putting a Void on 3. Get the reduction of Mockingbird. I mean,
Mockingbird looking very cheap here. We also saw the Gwenpool hit Red Guardian twice and Sentry once. So not great hits there on the Gwenpool, but of course that unpredictability is her strength, not knowing where that extra power lands in your opponent's hand. We see the Hood here for kx4n, no Annihilus in hand, no Cersei in hand, so that Void is looking mighty vulnerable, that right lane now. He's going to have to rely on a top deck to deal with it.
With that, I mean, you do have the Mockingbird you could be rocking. That would bring it up to 18. Keep the clog. I think this is really going to come down, in my opinion, this might come down to, do you get the Killmonger, yes or no?
Well, no Killmonger in hand yet for Woody.
That's what
no
I'm saying.
Cersei, no Annihilus for KX. So they're both missing key pieces of their decks. Also no Surfer from what I've seen so far. So this is a snap now coming down from KX, feeling strong. Again, the emotes. He's actually looking over at Woody. You see KX looking to his left there. Woody sitting across the stage from him, trying to get a reaction out of him. The in-person mental mind games playing a role here. Woody staying cool, calm, collected under the pressure, though. He's not giving away anything. Perfect poker face here from Woody as he contemplates his actions. Will he stay or will he go?
You can sing the whole song if you'd like to.
No,
That's
it's okay.
fine.
I don't want to get copyright stricken or anything like that. We're enjoying our tournament here.
Yes, we're enjoying not being DMCA'd. So we see the retreat come down, and kx4n
Feeling
taking
himself,
a big,
popping off a bit there.
sigh of relief. Look at both players enjoying the chaos simultaneously. And ladies and gentlemen, it is down to round 6. kx4n with 4. The instant snap because there are 3 cubes on the opposite side. Oh, me, oh, may, oh, my. With great portal putting an Atuma into kx4n's hand and an Infonaut into Woody's hand.
Both players snapping here. This could be the final round of the tournament here for Woody. KX, of course, would survive if Woody happens to take this round with that extra cube equity on his side. We have Hood in hand. We have Shadow King. Atuma probably not going to see the board here, I would imagine. And we are locked in now, guest.
Everything is on the line. Go to turn 2 with a Hotel Inferno. We could see a burner card, and no Surfer has been drawn yet by YoWoody. We could see Surfer disappear.
It's possible if he chooses to play on that location. Could get rid of the Surfer. Also could increase the chances of Woody drawing the Surfer. We don't see KX opting to play there, but we do see Woody come in there and bye-bye Mockingbird. One
Big
of KX's
hit.
strongest cards. Huge hit. The gamble for Woody pays off there. One of the win cons gone. And again, we see the Tarnax making its appearance. Last time in the Rocco Sacco match we saw.
It's the Surfer!
Wow. Huge copycat value there. What a great card. Not only is that going to benefit KX, but also knowing that Woody doesn't have it. Huge.
One of the best plays that could also happen here. We could see Copycat down onto Tarnax. But no, they decide to play a 3-cost card, so it still would reveal the animation. That could have been a really cheeky combo, but sending over that Hood with that Widow's Kiss.
KX has got to be feeling super strong right now. He's got the Shadow King in hand to deal with the buffs to Cassandra Nova, to Shaw with Nova. He's got the Surfer. He knows that's not going to be a play. He is looking to play the Atuma into Tarnax. This could turn into something of significant value, or
How much it turns into Sentry.
That would be pretty good for him.
That's my prediction. What do you think, guys?
So many 4-drops it could be. Mr. Negative would be pretty devastating. Let's see what it's got. They both play in a Tarnax here. We got a Typhoid Mary for KX. And the Absorbing Man on the Cassandra Nova turns into Rescue.
Ooh, Rescue. Big hit. Easy to convert. However, it does put that risk onto the board where, sure, you could play something small into there just to make sure you get that activation. But Typhoid Mary may actually be the downfall of kx4n with all of that extra negativity now on the board.
Big play there on the Tarnax. This is why our players were avoiding it in the previous game. You just don't know what you're going to get. But still a strong advantage here for KX, knowing the Surfer is not a factor, and again, having that Shadow King to deal with it. But he did get 2 hits on the Cassandra Nova, so the rest of the cards he's going to be pulling here, as we saw that Annihilus already down to 4 power. The remaining card he pulls will also have -2 power.
Trying to see if there's any way to do a reset of power simultaneously, and it looks like they're going to dive into the Tarnax 4 once again. They're playing Snap like it's a box of chocolates. Here comes Annihilus, who's going to flip over into Black Bolt, which destroys the Nocturne. Here comes a Gwenpool, which is going to flip into a Spider-Man Miles Morales. It is way too close for this to be the final of finals.
And look at that. 2 hits on the Sebastian Shaw from Gwenpool. Insane value. That's going to come down at a 312 now, guest.
Yeah.
And we see the Cersei drawn here for kx4n as well. We have a lot of answers, but KX with priority as well, so he's not going to be able to do anything about that buffed Sebastian Shaw with the Shadow King in hand. That is going to be huge for Woody.
Yeah. Without having the Surfer in hand.
He also got the Nova down on the board, so Killmonger with the top deck, great pull there from Woody as well. Just like that, the advantage has shifted over to Woody's side. KX getting the lesser end of that Tarnax for sure.
You can see YoWoody once again completely unfazed by anything that's gone on down. And kx4n's looking at the potential option. We could even see some benefit from undoing Tarnax because you have that spell currently on Nico Minoru. I would love to personally see that combination play on out.
It would take some of the RNG out of it for sure. He could wind up Cerseiing that Typhoid Mary away too, which would be a surprise change in power. Has the Shadow King option as well, but it looks like as time runs down, we see the Shadow King right. What is it going to turn into here, guest?
It's flipping into just a goose, a 1-power goose. We get the Surfer-ish copycat to drop in. Here comes the Demon up to 16. That's Sebastian Shaw, followed by Killmonger's going to undo the hood, and the Demon in the left. Destroy the Nova. Get that Sebastian Shaw to go up once and twice. Ladies and gentlemen, watch the numbers switch. It is 17, 11 to 12. kx4n is down to his final cube against YoWoody.
Huge play there. Priority making all the difference. That Killmonger getting rid of the Demon and flipping left. The huge Shaw. How could he have expected a 312 Shaw coming down with Gwenpool?
The friendly Ms. Marbles
And
being
look
shot
at
out,
this.
and the peak comes down.
Oh my goodness. Peak terrible for both players there. Neither of them benefiting in any meaningful way. Totally throwing a wrench into their game plan. Shuri's Lab being revealed as that second location here.
Shuri's Lab could help undo some of that, but also that Shadow King could help undo some of that too.
Absolutely, but no Shadow King yet. Oh, he just drew it. I'm sorry. Shadow King there for KX as we see Mysterio going into the middle lane. That will, of course, reveal to be 8 at the end of the game. Unfortunately for Woody, no Cassandra Nova in hand when that peak revealed. That would have been a nice 0-3 cost.
That would have been a massive, massive win.
Our third location is revealed to be the Icebox, hitting the Mockingbird and hitting the Brood for Woody. Nico Minoru, a 3-1, or I'm sorry, a 2-1 with the Destroy and Draw spell, both players. We see the skip there from KX and the 12-power Cassandra Nova coming over from Woody. They are playing fast and furious here now all of a sudden.
They both know what's on the line. They both feel confident in the play lines that they've already started to develop. And I think that that Shadow King is going to be a kind of a red herring situation because Shadow King would apply and then the Mysterio clone would reveal. Wouldn't it still reveal at 8?
I believe so, because that power does not get turned into double until the end of the game.
Right.
When that Mysterio is revealed. So
we're going to have to
play.
see if that's the direction they go.
Now, we have the Viper, we have the Annihilus, both costing 5 here, and pretty similar in power as well. The Annihilus with 2 more points than the Viper, thanks to the Peak. We have Woody here considering the Nova. I don't think he has Killmonger just yet, so he'd have to rely on a top deck there. That Hope Summers being switched to 4 cost really throws things off for Woody.
The Annihilus combo is probably one that needs to be considered more than anything else, too, because if there is going to be a lane security, it's going to end up being now. Try to keep that Brood in line or destroy that line. And also by putting down the Annihilus into Shuri's Lab, it helps to remove the notion that Shadow King is really a threat in the middle lane.
Well, the Shadow King would also take down his Sentry back
Exactly,
to 8
that's
power.
what I'm saying. It would benefit him. As we see the Absorbing Man who's going to take on those Broods over into the Peak, put a couple of 4-power Broodlings, followed by Nova, as Annihilus is going to destroy the Void, leave its power over there, and priority is into the advantage right now of YoWoody.
And what a top deck there for Woody. The Silver Surfer, just when he needs it most in his hand now. The Nova to block the Annihilus going over. Smart play from Woody. He's looking quite strong here. KX looking a bit nervous. This could be the end for him here after having such a big lead over on Woody. You can't give up, though. You got to keep trying.
Looking at the ordering, I think, is going to be important, too, because you could try and scale over the top. I do see the line up to victory with Shadow King. If they do end up putting that reinforcement on the board, you could win your right location, but do you have enough to take over the mid?
It would be probably Shadow King right, Mockingbird mid. You would again have that 8 power from the Mysterio. Let's see it here.
They're both flexing. Here it is. This is the Forge doubling up on Shuri's Lab. It reinforces, goes over to the Silver Surfer, who spreads its power all over the board, going up to 13 in the right, 26. It's down to the Cersei once again, flipping it over into a Loki and a Sasquatch up to 21 power to lock that on down. There's the 8. And ladies and gentlemen, YoWoody comes back and takes down kx4n here at SnapCon 2024.
Incredible match there. He played the Cersei out for the hell of it. I think KX knew he was cooked there. Huge congratulations to Woody for taking it. A standing ovation from the crowd. Let's hear it for these two competitors, folks. They did an incredible job here today.
Congratulations, congratulations. The crowd on their feet here at Tampa. And we're going to go over to Felicity here, who's on the main stage with our competitors and Default Dan.
Thank you so much, Guest and Perry Manilow, for the amazing casting. Congratulations, Woody. How do you feel after that win?
I don't really know. I don't really know how to describe how I feel. I feel like I've been cursed in the last few tournaments I've gone to, and I did not have great expectations for this one, but I honestly just can't believe I won. I can't believe it.
And I know it's both you and kx4n's first time coming to SnapCon, so I'm curious to hear from both of you. kx4n, how was your experience at SnapCon and the tournament overall?
It was amazing. It was great. It was one of the most fun tournaments I've ever played. Yeah.
And how about you, Woody?
Yeah, I mean, this whole event has been amazing, getting to meet everybody here, all of the creators. Like, there's some people that I thought were cool when I've seen them on Twitch, but like getting to meet everybody in person, like, I don't know, the community that we have is really just like an amazing community. Like, all of you guys are amazing, and it was like so awesome to be able to meet everybody and see that. So yeah, and thank you for the event. It's just been awesome.
So the big question is, are you going to come back?
Of course.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be wrapping it up here. We are going to present this trophy to Woody. Not only that, but you get this beautiful bracelet that was made by Starry Massage's daughter over there. It says, I won SnapCon. Nice. And also, of course, the $200 that Helkin and TC put in. On top of that, you are going to be receiving 50% of the prize pool, and then kx4n, you're going to be receiving 25% of the prize pool. I think the current prize pool is at $15.11, I believe, unless anything else came in. Okay, so whatever the math is on that, we'll calculate it afterwards. And then the third and fourth place winners, Husky Puppies and Rocco Sacco, are going to be getting 12.5% of that prize pool. So congratulations to the top four of SnapCon.
And then, not only did these guys win, we did our predictive brackets. I know a lot of brackets may have got messed up along the way in a fun way. Yeah. And the winner of that is Zodrex, taking it down. So I know a lot of you guys know Zodrex coming in and out of all of the Twitch chats and everything. So we'll reach out to you, man. We've got some in-game prizes there for the brackets. And we appreciate everybody who participated in that. We had 40 different brackets coming in, all different winners chosen in that. So that was just an awesome thing for this tournament to get, you know, the involvement of the viewers as well as the participants. So appreciate all you guys for participating as well.
Thank you so much, Dan. And huge shout outs to our featured sponsors, Power On Gaming, as well as Glappian Law Firm, and also our other sponsors, Snap King, Spooky Dinosaur, the West Shore Grand, Sticky Bomb, as well as Antlion Audio and Head Tomatoes. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate all the support. You guys have made it possible, and of course, to anyone else that has donated to the prize pool as well as our fund, we thank you guys so much. And also the viewers at home, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting us. It means the world, and thank you guys for making this such an awesome community. The feedback that we've gotten is that this event has been awesome, and it's been great just being able to meet such wholesome and kind and genuine people. So thank you guys so much for coming out here. Really appreciate it. All right, so we are going to be closing it out here, but I think we can grab one final, Yeah, we'll use one of the cameras to get like a final screen grab of everybody that's here. Maybe we can set up the camera before we close out and we'll wave to the cameras afterwards. So maybe we can get one of those cameras.
Everybody come this way.
We're gonna come this way? All right, we'll come this way. Huh? All right, we'll come over here. I think last year we had like people over here on stage. Just let's grab as many people as we can. Yeah, you gotta be in. Attention snappers! We'd like to give a special thanks to our featured sponsors, Power On Gaming and Glappian Law Firm, and our additional sponsors, the West Shore Grand, Sticky Bomb, SnapCon, Spooky Dinosaur, Head Tomatoes, and Antlion Audio. Thank you all for supporting SnapCon 2024. You can learn more about our sponsors on our website at felicity.gg/snapcon or in our chat during our broadcast.